What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here and welcome back to another video here today on the channel. Today we're going to react to the recently Champions League draw of the semifinals as well as the Europa League semifinals. So it's gonna come at later stages of the video because I know some people really doesn't care about the Europa League, but I think that this year is quite interesting. Yesterday I did a video discussing the Europa League quarterfinal matches, so if you are yet to come interested in the Europa League, try to watch those videos because I think you're gonna find it very interesting to know what happened during those matches, just to get a little more of the information whenever you wanna, counter argument your friends on a bar or whatever, because it's always nice to have the upper hand on those who believe that know more than you. So just like always, please remember to drop us a like, leave us a subscribe, turn on the bell notification icon, and follow us on all other social media to keep up to date. You get the deal, you know the drill, so let's get right into it. So we're gonna start off discussing right away the first and probably the most biggest matchup in the semifinals, and that is Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid. I already could see, and most people could see, that we were smelling away this style like for a very long time. And really, I don't know why people, for instance, think that Mafia Madrid, or I don't know what they're calling now recently, if UEFA really wanted to get Madrid in the final just to get more ratings, they would have matched it up with someone like Roma or something like that, but Bayern Munich is just a completely different story. Footballing sense, with not too many conspiracies on the way, I gotta say that this is a very tight match, because Madrid, we could always say they're gonna be favorites because somehow they always manage to get through, like I said, against that penalty with Buffon, or last minute goal from Sergio Ramos, or just something weird, and they manage to get through. That's why Madrid will always be favorite in this competition, because they know how to scrape results, and not too many teams in the world can do that. I think only I don't know, not even I can say one name, because not too many teams, probably not a single team is able to do them like they do. However, more importantly, gotta say that this is gonna be very intense, because both Bayern Munich and Real Madrid have both settled their leagues in different scenarios, because Bayern Munich already has won the Bundesliga and Real Madrid has already, stopped competing in La Liga. They have secured the Champions League spot. They're in a very good position for that, so yes, they're gonna keep it at that. They're gonna try to put all their eggs in the basket of the Champions League, and most importantly, it's the only way for them to save their season. So talking about Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid, I gotta say that it's gonna be tough. The very first leg, if I'm not wrong, is going to play at the Allianz Arena. So that way, I think that Real Madrid has an advantage, and I don't know if it's very similar to the last one. I think the last quarterfinal last year was first in the Santiago Bernabeu. I'm not too sure, but I gotta say that Real Madrid has that advantage. If they get an away goal, Bayern Munich, mostly manually, they will need to score 4-3 goals, because battling out against someone like Real Madrid, you need to make sure they're dead. You need to poke them with a stick to see if they're really dead, because out of nowhere Real Madrid managed to scrape games. So I need that Bayern Munich needs a very tense, a very big gap between results, so that could save them a very big goal cushion to come back to the second leg. However, most importantly, I gotta also give the other side to the argument and talk that perhaps the best way for Bayern Munich, to affront this match against Real Madrid is going in with a very tight and trying to get a tight result, because if they get, for instance, 2-1, they're demanded. They do not really fall into doubt, and they can know what exactly they need to do, and that's win the match. I know it's easy that you say, oh, we need to win the match both times, but for instance, for Barcelona, they knew that, but at the end of the day, Roma just completely overhauled them and they were kicked out. The same happened yesterday with Red Bull Salzburg against Lazio. Lazio were like, okay, we get one more goal, we're gonna win this, but at the end of the day, you need to poke and make sure they're dead. And Salzburg got that amazing result after them by winning 4-1 at home, so that's quite impressive. Most importantly, I gotta say that this time around, I think Bayern Munich is the most organized team. I think that Jupp Heynckes really has gotten the main spine of this team, with people like Hummels, Ulreich, you got Javi Martinez, then James Rodriguez, and then up top Lewandowski. Most importantly, he have been able to put a player back into rotation, which is Thomas Müller. Thomas Müller has been playing really good in the last few matches, and accompanying him next to someone like Robben or perhaps Ribéry at the left hand side, I think it's going to be a very potent midfield. that definitely could cause Real Madrid some problems, especially when we see people like Carvajal and Marcelo not performing as good as they have been performing in the last few seasons. Marcelo was really caught out against someone like Douglas Costa, and the same we could say about Robben if he plays against Marcelo, because at the end of the day, Robben is like 10 times better than Douglas Costa. Not so much actually, just like, you know, he's better. Ribéry, the same thing with Mandzukic. Obviously, Mandzukic didn't have that speed to cut inside to do whatever, but that really complicated Marcelo because of his height and physical threat. However, I don't know if Jupp Heynckes will try to spice things up, because he could play someone like, I don't know, try to put on like Thomas Müller for the left hand side. That could work, we're not too sure, but at the end of the day, that's up for the manager to decide. The only thing that really worries me about this is that they don't have really that midfielder that's gonna, you know, like cut down space. Although Real Madrid doesn't like have the front foot of the match always, that could allow for more ball playing midfielders to play, someone like Thiago or, like I said, Müller and James Rodriguez. But I think they're just still missing that engine. However, now that I'm thinking more about it, I'm gonna contradict myself again. I think this is good. I think it's good because perhaps imagine bringing someone like Vidal, Tolisso, or Thiago in the last few stages of a match. That could really change things up, because they're gonna add a little more, you know, intensity, a little more momentum to the latter stages, when previously, if you play all your cards from the start, you're gonna have that chance to spice things up. So that's very, very, very tough, I gotta say. Real Madrid, in their hand, we've seen like always they get a result. They can beat you like 3-0, but they can also lose 3-1. We must try and really intensify and try to digest what happened in the Bernabeu, because at the end of the day, Real Madrid got beaten 3-1, and at the end of the day, they almost did a Barcelona. Barcelona didn't get that luck to try and get through. Real Madrid did. They're through, it's fine. But they performed very, very similar. Real Madrid didn't have that reaction at the end of the day, and even though Zidane tried, unlike Valverde, Zidane just did the wrong substitutions. For instance, we could say that he took out Bale and Casemiro, and he knew like right away, Casemiro, what am I taking me out? And he brought on Kovacic later on, because he knew that mistake. So I think that this really exposed Zidane a little bit and the Real Madrid team, because that's the normal Real Madrid team I see from the La Liga. And if they get caught out like that way against Bayern Munich, they're definitely gonna suffer. So it's really a game of not two halves, but of two legs. I don't think this match is gonna be decided by the end of the first leg. I think that at the end of the day, this match could go to extra time, simply as that. This is going to be a huge, huge match, and let's hope for the best. On the other hand, we're going to take a look at Liverpool versus AS Roma. I gotta say that Liverpool got in a very, very good result against Roma, because I'm not saying that Roma is bad, because how can I say they're bad if they beat Barcelona 3-0? I'm saying that it's a good tie for Liverpool, but also a good tie for Roma, because both are very, very attacking teams. And we're playing an attacking team. When you're an attacking team, you want to play an attacking team. For instance, the most times, in my case, I'm also gonna use Barcelona as an example. The most times Barcelona suffer are when they played someone like, for instance, Atletico Madrid, someone like a Chelsea, because they're like really defensive, really intensified, and they don't create much space for someone like Barcelona, who has the ball a lot to play. So in that sense, it's not good. But Roma, now Liverpool, they have very two attacking teams, and the other time where an attacking team can get really punished is when he just gets completely outplayed. So this is gonna be just a football match. This is gonna be simple as that. It's gonna be both teams trying to score a goal, and that's what I like about the competition. This is gonna be fun. If you're a Liverpool fan, do not underestimate Roma, and if you're a Roma, please try to, motivate yourself, because you can definitely beat Liverpool, and that's simple as that, clear as water. You're in the semifinals now. Roma could easily reach the final, and that could be a crazy story. So we talk about that. It's gonna be simple as that. It's gonna be like 4-3-3, both sides trying to attack, trying to nick a goal. And most importantly, now Roma may try to improve of what Manchester City did. Really, I went to Anfield for that match, and I gotta say, Manchester City did not play a single ball. They couldn't string 3 passes together. So Roma, if they could get a goal at least at Liverpool and try to keep them at a minimum like 3-1 or 3-2 or 2-1, I gotta say that it's a very, very good result. But Liverpool are gonna try to do that. Liverpool are gonna try to kill the tie at home like they did with Manchester City, just to create a more dominant and more capable second game for them. They know well exactly what to do. So with that being said, I think that the two finalists of this Champions League edition of 2018 will be, I don't know. Like, once again, my heart says go Bayern, please beat Real Madrid. Not because I'm a Barcelona fan, because it just gets boring to see the same team win over and over. But it's just Real Madrid, man. They somehow they get through. So I'm gonna say that Real Madrid are going through, although I want Bayern Munich to go through. And on the other hand, I think that Liverpool, this is gonna be their year. I think that perhaps they will reach the final. And even if they played someone like Bayern Munich, then there I don't know exactly what could happen, because it's just a completely mess of tactics and I don't know what could happen. But if they play Real Madrid, I think they have a good chance actually, because Jurgen Klopp has always done good against a Real Madrid. 4-1 with Lewandowski could happen. They are a very, very high pressing team. Liverpool could beat Real Madrid on its day. So I gotta say that I think the final will be Real Madrid versus Liverpool, although I want the final to be Bayern Munich versus Liverpool, and I would like Liverpool to win the Champions League. So just quickly before finishing, we're gonna discuss the Europa League matches. I gotta say that Arsenal got a very, very difficult tie playing Atletico Madrid. Obviously it's gonna be that hard. We all wanted to see an Arsenal Atletico Madrid final, although I didn't. I heard that a lot. Like, many people want to see that. Like, I don't want to see that, to be honest. I want to see another team. And because just Arsenal doesn't fill me with joy when I see them play. Like, it's just bad, Like, yesterday they played a very good match against CSK Moscow. Well, they didn't. They actually got demolished by CSK Moscow, but they managed to show character, which is good. Which is very, very good. They show character. So now playing against Atletico Madrid, I definitely think Atletico Madrid are going to get the result. Basically, I think they're going to win Arsenal comfortably. And then the next time we're going to have Marseille versus Salzburg. This is going to be a much more interesting match. Sorry about that. I would hope actually that Marseille could get the win here. Hopefully, because I don't know why I sympathize with Marseille. They're a good team. They're actually a pretty good team. You got Payet, they got Tauban, Maxime Lopez, Sansone, Samu Anguissa, Luis Gustavo, Sakai. They got good players. They got up top Mitroglou and Valier Germain. So it's fine. I think they could beat Salzburg. But my outside shout is at Salzburg, which will reach the final. I think this is sort of like this Leicester story kind of deal, that they will reach the final. Because at the end of the day, you see Salzburg, and you see a team which definitely doesn't have anything to lose. So if we take that into account, they're gonna play like always. They're not gonna have too much pressure, because already being the semifinals, the first semifinal for an Austria team since Rapid Vienna for like ages, I think, then it's going to be good news for them if they could be able to reach the final. And I think they could, because they're going to play Marseille away at home first. So if they get, for instance, a similar result to what they did with Lazio 4-2, or someone like 3-2, or I don't know, 2-2, it could be good. I could think that Salzburg could really reach the final. So my pick for the final of the Europa League is going to be Atletico Madrid versus RB Salzburg.